need stories to make money. I'm not telling you, dog, to get on the view. We're going to start giving back in actuality. And Woodman is in the zone. You know, and like I said, at this time I'm saying, you know, Ralph is being the voice of reasoning. He's telling Buttman, hey man, you gotta back out this man or something, bro. You gonna kill him, man. You gotta calm down, man. You so anxious to be in this man, you know what I'm saying? And you just going crazy in this man. You know, so he's still going, you know, and Baby Charlie, like he blanking out, but he's still moaning.
And he takes this,
you know, he's still moaning, and so Ralph grabs Buttman and pulls him off of Baby Charles. And you know, Baby Charles is a little dude, a little guy or whatever, you know, and everybody in the prison kind of like him because he's a funny dude, man. I mean, this dude could have been a comedian, you know. He's a funny guy. So, you know, even though, like I said, Ralph is a big kind of guy, and Port Allen, you know, is a big kind of guy, and it takes both of those guys to actually get Buttman off of Baby Charles. And in the process of doing that, all of a sudden, I see somebody swing and hit Ralph. And I'm like, well, who the hell would be crazy enough to hit Ralph? But Ralph stumbles back. And I'm like, and I see this little short guy, Baby Charles, Buddy, the one he's always with 24/7. And I'm like, damn, you hit him that hard to make him stumble. These are my thoughts, to make him stumble back like that, you know. But I'm not knowing that he had a shank in his hand, a piece of fence, you know. They tore a piece of fence or got a piece of fence from somewhere and filed it down into a shank. It almost looked like a little ice pick, you know, and got taped it up, and you know, everybody knows how a shank is made. And he stabs Port Allen in the neck, and Port Allen stumbles back, but he's shot.
Sometimes a man must overcompensate for his lack of sweat. Old eyes.
And I mean, he pulls it out his neck. And man, when I say he pulled it out his neck and blood just started gushing from his neck, it took like 3 or 4 seconds. When he pulled it out, it was nothing. So I was like, okay, maybe he good. And blood just started gushing. And Port Allen, he's panicking because he's seeing all this blood. I mean, he's stuck in blood. Blood is skeeting everywhere. He's soaking blood. So Ralph is really freaking the hell out. And he's looking at Buttman and Port Allen like, help me. And blood just still skeeting out. But that's the crazy thing about prison. These dudes is strictly about vengeance and just anything violent. So instead of helping their homeboy Ralph, they chasing after Baby Charles' homeboy, which I don't know his name, so we just gonna call him Q. So they chasing after Q. I mean, they everywhere behind chasing after Q. So finally they catch up to Q and they start beating Q, beating him. Both of them, Port Allen and Buttman. So at this time, Ralph making his way up to the door, but he's like he's dying. Beating on the door, you know, trying to get the guard guards to come in. And the whole time, it's a big old commotion. Everybody, I mean, he got to the door, he beating on the door, he bagging up because he hear the keys, and he slips on his own blood and hit the floor. So this is the point where the guards come in. So when the door popped open, Ralph was still laying on the floor, you know, because he had just slipped. And the guard automatically thought it was a fight, so he radioed 1010. And they began to run back out on the hall and get the first aid kit and come back and wrap his neck. So, you know, other guards come rushing in, and he on the bullhorn telling everybody to report to their racks and stay in their racks for the notice. So they take Ralph out and takes him to the infirmary or to the on-staff doctor, you know, whoever, you know, shift it is. And everybody's just anticipating when the guards come back in and start pulling people out of here. So, 1 hour go by. So all this time goes by, and the guard never comes back in. The guards never come back in, and we all fall asleep. So next morning hit, roll call, then chow time, and still nothing.
Really good offensive line, paving the way for those
so
backs and those
now,
great teams they've had.
They said, oh, Ralph sorry, Ralph ain't say nothing. So if Ralph ain't say nothing, then my guy, you got something. You got to be worried about something. It's something to be worried about. But at the same time, Bambino and them looking at it, staring at it, but they ain't making no moves right now. You know, they been just grilling him down, mean mugging it. And, you know, he's keeping his head down or whatever. And the whole time, nobody knows where the shaking went, you know. So that's a mystery too. So the guards comes over to a dude named Panama and another guy. You know, I know Panama because Panama, he draws as well too. So, and tell them they're going to be cleaning the dorm, you know, so go ahead and eat and go in the dorm so they can, you know, mop up the blood and clean up the blood, because in prison, we slept all night with that blood everywhere, you know. So, Panama and another dude got called, and they went over there and started cleaning the dorm after they ate. So we all finished eating, and we all headed back to the dorm and everything like that. And so Panama says, yeah, man, Ralph in the infirmary, man, you know what I'm saying? He's doing better or whatever they say, his blood pressure low. He giving everybody the scoop, you know what I'm saying? But saying he's gonna pull it through. But he also says that Ralph told him he slipped off the bed and he don't know what he did, but something must have stuck him or whatever. You know, so he gives them vague descriptions about what happened, that he fell out the bed, and, you know, that's how this happened to him. So, now everybody's back in moving mode, no longer restricted. So, you know, a regular day, everybody playing checkers and cards and little different stuff like that, you know, going about their business, you know. But I see Q and Baby Charles over there shoe short, you know, and
on the run, it's Pop. At the 45 on his way. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. And they give him enough for the first down.
Everybody's really now like, man, we didn't think Q had it in it, you know. And I see him coaching Baby Charles, like, almost you can tell what they saying, like, hey man, you ain't, man, don't see things like that. You ain't gay, man. These dudes gay. They ain't gay, bro. You know, you ain't like that. You didn't want that to happen to you. You ain't getting whatever. So, you know, Port Allen, Buttman, Bambino, Lil Bambino, Lil gets up, and they start walking past Baby Charles and Q Rats. So they walking past these dudes' rats. And to me, they just trying to contemplate which way they gonna take them tonight. Because believe me, even though these dudes may have some fear, most of these dudes is ignorant. You know what I'm saying? They ain't got much education. You know what I'm saying? Most of them that dropped out in 5th and 6th grade. You know, so all they know is straight bruteness, straight brute strength, and just gorilla taking. You know, so just because you stab a guy or whatever and all that nonsense you watch on TV about punch and beat up the first big guy you see when you in prison, that ain't putting no fear in nobody. Because most of these guys have been in prison their whole life, and they just seen thousands and thousands of reoccurrences like this. So, okay, I mean, basically, Q and Baby Charles just been in the rat all day. Now night is falling. So, and once nightfall, it's every man in his own rat, you know. So I see a whole bunch of congregating going on over there by Buttman there, you know what I'm saying? And it's almost like they putting a plan together to go take Q because they want Q, you know what I'm saying? Because Port Allen is really the one who's pissed off because even though Ralph and Buttman know each other, Port Allen is the one that he did the most time with and was the closest to, and he just can't let this slide this way. So I say about maybe like the week
keep up,
maybe like
which you ain't.
3 in the morning. I hadn't fell asleep this particular night, and all I hear is a bunch of.
Well, you got one Cam Coleman, we got 4 on.
This guy named JP wakes me up and be like, hey man, G man, they done snatch your boy Q. And they got Q in the bathroom, both niggas tied up on the floor. Beating him and stomping in his shit. So, you know, I'm just waking up. You know, what? So he's like, yeah. So, you know, I'm super nosy. I want to see what's going on. So I get up and go back there, and this man in the fetus position, and they just beating him and stomping him and everything. So, you know, he's to the point of no. I mean, when I say, hey, he ready to surrender, they didn't really give him the business. So all of a sudden, you hear, hey, go run back to the ring and get the place in here, man. Go get. So boy, like, cause they got him with like 4 socks. They didn't even use the great cheese. They got 4 socks like tied together and got 4 socks on his head. Then they got 4 socks tied to his feet, and he's just in a fetal position, and he's in the middle of the surface of the shower. And they kicking him and stomping him. Now you gotta understand, Baby Charles and Q, those are living.
Dumbass, you is far from there. It's over with, boy.
Prison with these big heavyweights. You know, and
come on with the RPO to run. Get that shit over with.
You know, so
shit over with, dumbass boy.
Like I say, they already Red and Chad. They already turned out, and they already just, you know, in with the festivities, just beating this man and everything. So when boy come back with the toothpaste in the jail, so
over with, dumbass boy.
Grabs Q and puts Q almost on his knees in a fetal position. So Buttman actually gets behind this guy, and I mean, one one now. It's been some.
Her story is so worthy of being heard that we made it into a book.
Young Leland grew up seeing her parents stomping out financial fires, so she forged her own.
It's been some really rammed in rapes, but this was a gorilla. He went, and the guy went, and the guy just, he really clenching up, and his, you know, his toes curling up, his hands curling up, his facial expression, he just started crying, tears just coming down his eye, but he ain't really hollering and making you know, so he determined not to let them get them noises out of him to lose his manhood, but they just going over and over and over and over. So now you remember I said Q was the one telling Baby Charles, you ain't gay, these guys, they the ones gay. So in his mind, if he don't make these noises, he won't be gay. So he refusing to give them the noises that they want. So they started jumping in and out of him, taking turns. So they continue this. Well, I swear, it's the wee hours of the night, and I could swear daybreak get ready to come in, but he ain't giving in. So they begin to tell him, oh, you gonna make them noises, you gonna make them noises, you gonna get them noises up. So they still beating him and beating this dude. And this time this dude bloody, you know, this dude is really just out of it, he out of his mind, but he's still holding fast and he's still holding tough, you know, and I actually salute Q, you know. Now Q was a tough little dude.
I ain't hear what you said, but I being that's how win this game.
I guess they call them the female noises, and they beat him and end up, you know, I guess they got tired and they left him on the bathroom floor of the shower, you know, the shower floor. And I'm gonna come back and pick up this episode. I got a guy joining me, you know, one of my own ones. He was actually locked up in this prison with me. His name JP, and I just wanted to do something different, you know, which I'm gonna try to start mixing some things up and making it better, and we're gonna get back to it. The story after you know, just get some input from JP. So JP, right now this time, man, tell the people a little bit how the prison was when they had Green Charles.
I just remember the prison being very, very crazy at this time. There's a lot of mischief and a lot of guys trying to get over in the prison, and you really gotta watch your back most of the time, I would say. There's some guys in there that just always working some kind of angle. Some kind of angle, always something. We're gonna start with these guys.
Go ahead and take their lead and close out on this one. But they kinda gotta help somebody out here. They can have to commit suicide.
They just got there when they was after they
running back coming across the middle, try to get Cam Coleman open. Nothing. We straight. Overlooked. We do good. 21-14.
Very upset. So okay, like at the time, Baby Charles was hollering, you gonna kill him, you gonna kill him. Hey, what was going through your mind at that particular time?
I didn't want it to be me.
Things about my brand new Mercedes that I got with Flex Card that just make sense. I didn't buy it. I'm a Flex Card member, and when I got the notification that the Mercedes
Okay, so now we're coming up worse, and these are the good days, you know, because it gets a hell of a lot worse, you know, but I'll get there. Okay, so
and it's been a good
now,
game. I mean, it's been a little bit of back and
probably
forth,
about
and a feeling out process,
2
and now
weeks
we're getting
pass
the
by,
second half. Who's
and the
gonna get
guards
aggressive
come in
here?
and do a
Who's gonna make some
shakedown.
shots,
A
try to
shakedown
make
is
some
where they
plays, and
come
really go
and
for it.
toss
Yeah,
the
it's
dog,
interesting. I
you
think
know,
his play callers right
messing
now,
up all
learn
your
a lot
stuff,
about
pull
these
stuff out
coaching
the locks.
staffs
They
with
pull
respect to
stuff and
who
search it
does
from
make the
top
best
to bottom.
adjustments. There's a lot of
Now,
coaches that
when they
believe
search
we're
this
just going to
prison,
be who we are. We're going to
man,
keep
they
doing what
find
we do. We're
so
just going to
much
do it better.
contraband.
But
They
then there
find
are others that
weapons,
tweak things a
and
little bit
where
on
I'm
offense
getting
and
at,
on
they find
defense. We're going to
drugs.
find out here.
So they find drugs in the possession of Big Bambino, Lil Bambino, Port Allen, Tay Tay, all them in their direct vicinity. So now at this time, the block is back fixed. The block, you know, it's been cleaned up and it's ready to go to the block. So no more going directly to the hole. You know, you go do your time when they restrict your movements on the block. Okay, so they take out all the predators, and they take out
The interesting thing about these RPOs
also the
is
guys
it
that
takes
was
a lot of
turned out
communication.
as
You know,
well
the quarterback
because,
sticks it in the
you
bag of
know,
the running
like I
back.
said,
The running back doesn't know if he's gonna
Bambino
take it or
and
not.
Port
He
Allen, they like to have
took
their
the football, got
they
it going
boys
south, got upfield,
close to them,
got a
meaning
great
they
positive gain and a
pitches
positive play
close
for
to
this
them.
offense.
So all of them get taken to the block. Okay, now let's say another week and a half passed by, almost a month, a full month. The doors open, and guess who it is? It's Ralph coming back to the door.
No holes anywhere.
He's, you know, his neck still wrapped up at this time, and he kind of like restricted, you know, in his movements, and he lost a lot of weight. Ralph is about 165 now. Because if you know when somebody gets shot or stabbed or something like that, you know, they lose a lot of things in their blood. You know, they actually lose their appetite. And Ralph was pretty, you know, serious. That was in your neck. That was pretty serious, you know. I heard he went too far from his jugular, you know. So, or the main artery in the neck. You know, so he lost a lot of weight. He's looking real thin, you know. He's no longer a threat. He's no longer a fear. Nothing. He actually looked quite pathetic. So everybody is just looking like, damn, man, what the hell happened to Ralph? Man, Ralph looked like a stick, man. So he's coming in, speaking of you, what should do? What should do? Trying to get real friendly with people. When people not having it, people like, they remember what you did and who you are and what you about. See, prison is very unforgiving. It's very unforgiving. Believe that. Now, over that period of time, that month, Q and Baby Charles end up being outcast. Nobody talks to him even no more. Nobody deals with him. You know, they just like, he just don't deal with you no more. Because once you get raped, you know, you can build a reputation for yourself, and you know that you get down with homosexual activity that goes on in the prison. So they end up getting to the point till they start being boyfriend and girlfriend. I didn't actually walk in on them having sex a few times. And now they just open with it as well, you know. They kiss on a regular basis. They be holding hands. They have really turned feminine, you know. And this ain't nothing spectacular. These things happen more often than you would think. You know, that it plays with your mind. Once you that plays with your mind and plays with your mind so much, and so now you start to give in to those urges. You know, I done watched a lot of guys this happen to. Okay, now getting back to this story. So Q and Baby Charles laid eyes on Ralph for the first time in a long time. And at this time, now, Baby
Oh shit, he trying to burn Carter still, Lou. This shit over with. man trying to burn Clark.
push-ups and working out, you know what I'm saying? So Q is short with a
Let
pretty
it
nice
burn, cause you can't stop a nosebleed.
Stop, you know, in really nice size. Okay, back to it. So the look on his face
Here
is a
come the run.
look of pure. You can feel and see the aggression. But normally, him and Baby Charles will be walking around the prison, holding hands, kissing, playing some kind of game, doing some activity, you know, playing cards.
I'll take them, dumb boy.
They both just sitting on Q rack, just shooting, just talking low, you know. So during the course of that day, you know, Q actually do get up and walk, and him and Ralph actually pass each other, and Q walks him, you know, like shoulder checking. And Ralph ain't so much as look back at Q. Now, he did not say that. And Ralph would have been the same stuff or possibly beat him up, you know, but he ain't saying nothing. You know, he's just vulnerable and fragile at this time. And Q recognizes that's anybody in prison. You can really tell if a person got fear in them. You can see the fear in them. That's why they say don't ever smell the fear on you. Don't ever show fear in jail because you will get taken.
Free radicals are everywhere. Protect yourself against the work home.
Okay, now say about 4 days passed by, you know, that the bump didn't happen or whatever, and you know, Baby Charles and Q played the rat, and Port Allen, now he's more, you know, social. He's back moving around, social, and doing whatever, and I just see Q, you know, like do the head nod, like point in his direction where he at. So in my mind, that head nod meant, look at it. He by himself. He ain't got his buddies with him. Yeah, because you know all of them is still in the block from when they got caught from the shakedown. And Baby Charles out of nowhere just bust out laughing. I mean, just laughing loud as hell. So everybody in the prison, they know the history of these three guys. Ralph, Q, and Baby Charles. They know what's happening, so they know something's gonna happen because it ain't if, it's when it's gonna happen. So, you know, nothing happened that day. I say 4 days go by. And I can remember this one particular morning, Q is running backwards and forward through the dorm, working out. And every time he'll pass by Ralph, he smirks. So, you know, Ralph ain't even making eye contact. You know what I'm saying? And Ralph went from 230, 240 to 165. So I'm doing, he ain't this cocky, arrogant guy that he used to be. He done got some humbleness now. Because he done prayed now. He can be prayed upon now. So, okay, nightfall, and we all just dropping off one by one, going to sleep. Even me. We all in a nice little sleep, you know what I'm saying? But you never fully sleep hard in prison, so you know you can hear the slightest thing. So we all sleep, and all you hear is, no man, no man, no man, I'm sorry. Oh, you don't be sorry, because my baby got a 10-inch dick. So this Baby Charles saying this, my baby got a 10-inch.
You open a drive like that in the entire playbook.
So
I told you when you 10 inches, you straight.
And see what's going on with all the commotion about. So
They scared of them 10 inches.
and all I see is Ralph whole head covered with.
When you got 10 inches, you doing something.
Prison issue big set. Now,
If you 10, you win.
like one of those.
Hey, you staying 10 solid, though. They said then.
Just got the little set they give you get it in jail or prison, you know, to transport all your belongings as you know, moving about the prisons. So it comes down to his like midways his arm over him and midways his arms like. But this next thing is altered when the Brady sticks and strips of prison issue James. And when I tell you he's tied down, he can't move an inch. He can't move an inch. So Q starts to pull his clothes down. He starts pulling his clothes down, and he's laughing, and he's, yeah, you think you was just gonna rape me, and that was gonna be all at once? You about to be sorry. So, you'll see the guys get the 2 banks in the jail. No. Q humiliate this guy. Q just spits in his booty. He opens up his cheeks, hollering to the top of his lungs. No! I'm kill He's losing his mind. And Q just laying down on him, sucking on his neck, kissing all on his ear, trying to make him feel as feminine as possible. He's doing everything he could to make Ralph feel as worse as he felt when he was being raped. And he going to town, and now you can hear Baby Charles say, "Let me get a piece of that bitch ass nigga." And then Baby Charles get on.
No, it's not about
Baby Charles spits in his booty. Baby Charles say, "You done did this before. You done did this before. My baby done opened that up. My baby done opened him up." And all the while,
can I open you up?
Crying, and he's trying to holler louder and louder and louder to try to attract the guards. Without saying guards. So I'm gonna tell you like this. I ain't gonna run on to this story because I want to get to this part of the story when a couple different things happen and all Buttman, Fort Allen, and all them are released from the block, and then somebody else actually comes back to the prison.
And great job executing. The offense did what they needed to do. You got somewhat of a decision here. Do you want to kick it, tie it up? I think you do with this time frame. 1 to 2 minutes left in the fourth quarter. You probably want to
You're invited.
could push the envelope. You could go for
To myself, I'm like, they actual centers now. Okay, so you know they all mingle because they all into these kind of things now, and Buttman, them and Keith, they Bino, them, all they boys are kind of helping Baby Charles and Q, playing they prison with and picking out the foods and the little way they gonna decorate the place, you know what I'm saying, and stuff like that. Everything's cool. So we gonna go to the morning before they actual prison with they ceremony, the morning before, when we all going to town. Okay, so we all headed in the child.
I tell you, get up, babe. Come here real quick. As soon as the clock milk some more, you got to see this.
Because you can't really make out what nobody's saying. Everybody's like in their own world, and the boys are happy, and excited to be here.
Thank you.
Baby Charles and Q playing the win,
It's coming. I'm finna tell you.
We kind of doing our own thing, and Buttman them kind of got their drug thing back off the ground and moving, but we all still separate, and we all kind of keeping our boundaries over there. So, we goes into town, and I'm sitting down at town.
Dumbass boy, over with. You can quit now. This shit ran out. Look. You gotta see how retarded he is. Look how retarded he is.
He's killing himself laughing. And I look down, and it's a fucking.
Oh, the clock 2 time out.
Somebody.
Oh, they gotta hate on it, man. Look, there it is.
I'm real
They been working for a ball game, baiting right into my head.
Right now, they trying to promote me.
Don't let you go on the chill. They wasn't that really worked. They ain't talking about that. They gave him them championship.
Without thinking, you know, and do something so I can get some more time attached to my sentence. You know, so I won't go
get rid of you.
So, you know, I'm hot and I'm talking to all, you know, the New Jack crew. We whispering to ourselves or whatever, you know, and everything is everything at this point. Now, fast forwarding up, when we leaving town, you know what I'm saying, headed back to the dorms, and now...
Over with, call the next one. Call the next one. Cause this shit getting milk, boy. I love to break him.
About my dog, you know, that's how he talk. He's hearing and impaired. He can talk, but he can't hear his.
And then like them winds when you break him.
You know, he talk kind of like that or whatever. You know, it's my dog or whatever. So he let me know there was Buttman that's
he play up all he want.
Me behind my head, and everybody knows
stop
prison
shit.
apples. They ain't even ripe, you know, they just hard, they ain't even fully red. They got white in between them.
Don't call it, there we go, one more.
And they super big.
They ain't stopping now.
It's like they shot up on steroids or something. You know, almost everything they give you look like that. You know, unless they're giving you meat, you know. But, and that's right. But at the same time, we headed back to the door. So when we going in, I'm hot, you know what I'm saying? Because I can't believe he didn't, you know what I'm saying, hit me, because at this point, he had never came directly, none of them had never came directly for me, you know? So we get to the dorm and we go all the way to the last box, you know, close by the shower to the rail and T-box. You know, when we talking and they juicing me up, they telling me, man, what you gonna do, man, what you gonna do? And I'm hot too, so we gonna do something. Now, in the forming of the New Jack Crew episode, I told you, the New Jack Crew had been working out, you know what I'm saying? At this point, I'm like 220 pounds now, pure muscle. You know, I'm in pretty good shape now, you know? That's something I picked up from prison. Never in my life have I indulged in drugs or nothing. The only habit I've ever had, and I picked it up in prison, was these goddamn cigarettes. You know, but that's another story, and we ain't gonna talk about that. But, you know, so I'm like, man, yeah, bro, you know, I'm feeling myself, and I'm like, I'm thinking I'm ready to take this dude on or whatever. So I'm like, man, we gotta get word. Like, let's go up here, you know, all us together and challenge him to a one-on-one fight, man.
I leverage the power of technology to help our plants make data-driven decisions.
And try to tackle that guy and make him think about running the football in the future.
On fourth down, they'll try to throw it.
Dumbass. Just like some Arbor shit.
So we all click up.
Oh man. See if we go pass for real or goddamn burn the clock out with RPO, dumbass boy.
You know, all back in the dorm at this point. They crew and our crew. The only
point guard that shit, Chef Curry.
That's it.
You can watch it.
So,
I see the defense coming in, so watch my tight end.
Like I said, it's like a football field in the hand.
And I'm a dog fan.
So much noise, we rest.
And I'm a dog fan.
While we coming up, they look at us, you know, and they swore up, and they, you know.
Yeah, I got a brains now. I got a brain now.
So we get close enough up to them. Know, and I'm like, hey man, why you gonna do some whole shit like that? Hit me in the back of the head with an apple. I know it was shoot. So he walked up to me, like midways up to me, we like about this far away from each other, and he's like, look who got nuts, look who got big nuts now. This homeboy Sam that putting this move in, and they thinking they somebody. So I'm like, man, whoa, man, you just got the 1-on-1, go behind the slab, right you off, go keep my friend, cover my people, make sure there ain't no bullshit. And we catch a 1-on-1 and take it down. And you could tell that he kind of unsure. I can see it in his eyes. And like I said, in prison, once you've been in there, you can sense fear. You can sense uncertainty. You know, and I can see that and smell it on him. And he's like, so but he's trying to put stuff in me that's going to make me fear him. So he's like, Yeah. And
I'll take those, dumbass boy. Hey, you can quit in there. Retarded ass little boy. Retarded nigga. They could have spent that with issue all day long, man. Good. Duh. User. Loser. User. Loser.
What man?